So we've come to see little Clyde, because he's all alone. Excuse me, he's all alone down here, aren't you, little man? Excuse me. So the first day he was back, Saturday, he was very growly at me, didn't want me touching him, wouldn't let me take the leash off him, which is what I expected, which was how he was the first time. And it's obviously very stressful and scary. So I just left him. I put him in his little kennel. He had the slip leash on because he wouldn't let me take it off him, which was fine. I had the door open a bit. He's used to the dog door anyway. And he's got his food, he's got his water, he's got his toys, he's got his beds that the family gave him. This is a slip leash that he'd left. And we just left him. And then when I was cleaning yesterday, you want to give me kisses? You just smell my chocolate breath. He escaped out of the kennel, only on the inside, ran up to the door, still being very growly at me when I went to get him. So again, I just told him, in your kennel. And he come running back in his little kennel, because it's his little safe place. And then a little bit later on, he let me stroke him. He remembered who I was, realised that I'm not some evil monster. As you can see, sat on my knee. Are you okay, little man? You got an itchy eye? What do you think? Hey? So what I think the issue with Clyde is, which is very common with little dogs, and it's very common with big dogs, it's people. And they become the alpha of the house. And when I say that, it's kind of like, it's a dog's natural instinct. If there's no leader, I know people don't like the word alpha because it's supposedly been disproved, but alpha is just a terminology. So dogs need a leader. They need somebody to be in charge. If the humans are not in charge, or the dog's in a new place, it might feel it needs to take charge. So it does. Now, in a dog's world, what is taking charge? Being responsible for the family, its pack, and its territory, the house. So they become growly, they become grumpy, they begin to dictate what they want to allow. And that's obviously not acceptable, because that's humans' jobs. So if they're allowed to do that, then it just obviously progresses and they technically get labelled as aggressive and blah, 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 when they're not. So they just need to learn that they are not in charge. They don't dictate who walks when and where and they claim the chairs and all this kind of stuff. So the best thing to do with dogs like this is let him pee on the inside of the dog door. Well done. And are you okay? And to basically let them earn. So take them home, have them a bed on the floor, their own space, and they earn the right to go up on the couch, and they earn the right to go up on the bed. And I know everybody wants to do that, let other dogs on the beds and cuddle them and everything, and it's all great. But sometimes they need, the same with us, we all need to have boundaries. We all need boundaries, we all need to learn what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed and who's in charge. And with small dogs especially, I think it's just the small dogs that people don't like. I don't even know, it's not necessarily being strict, it's just being structured, giving them routine and structure and letting them earn things. So what Clyde needs is he needs a family that is going to understand. He might be a bit growly to begin with. He needs a family that is going to keep him off the couch and keep him off the bed for the first few weeks, maybe even a month or two, so that he can establish, okay, this is me, this is where I am, humans are up there, and let him get confident, because not all dogs will even want to be in charge. A lot of them don't, but they do because they feel they need to. And then over time, once he knows that he's not in charge and he does as he's told, do training with him. When you say get down, he gets down. When you say sit, he sits. All these basic things. Then he knows, and if he's on the couch and he's being grumpy because he thinks he doesn't have to get down, he knows the command to get down, and so he does it. So there's a lot into owning dogs, you know. It's especially these dogs. I mean, he's had a really rough time. He was living on the streets of Houston, if I remember correctly, and just was in really bad shape. And he doesn't mind me when he's chewing on his hoof. I'm not going to try and take it off him, because if somebody tries to take a bar of English chocolate off me when I'm eating it, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to punch you on the nose. And if I was a dog, I'd bite you. So don't make it a big thing about trying to take things off them that they're enjoying or it's theirs. You know, it's... Anyway, so this is Clyde. This is the good side of him, obviously. He's happy, he's comfortable. Obviously, he'd prefer to be sat in a home watching TV on the couch with you, or you sat on the floor with his dog bed with him. But he can be protective. He's a little dog, the snapper. You've got to watch the body language, and dogs don't just bite for no reason. They will let you know they're going to bite. There's generally a growl, a body posture, everything before they even get to biting. So if you get bit, pretty much it's generally your fault, because you didn't watch the dog's body language and respect the dog's body language. And you know, if they're growling and they don't let you near them, then find a different way to make them get off the couch. You know, it's grabbing them when they're letting you know that they're not happy and they're uncomfortable is asking to be bit. So, anyway, this is a little Clyde. What are them doggies doing out there?